Hello everybody, welcome to today's video. The idea of today's video is to provide you feedback for activities that are on pages 108 and 109. So let's get started. The first activity is with vocabulary and compound adjectives. The idea is to decide if these compound adjectives are describing appearance or personality. So let's see. Bald-headed is appearance. Bad-tempered is personality. Brown-eyed is appearance. Curly-haired is appearance. Easygoing is personality. Long-legged is appearance. Rosy-cheeked is appearance, and suntan is appearance too. Then we have the second activity, which is for each of the pairs from A to D, you had to complete it, right, with one of the words given to you, which were headed, hearted, minded, and self. So let's see how it worked. We have A, which is warm-hearted, broken-hearted. B, absent-minded, broad-minded, self-centered, self-disciplined, big-headed, and hard-headed. I invite you to look up the words on the dictionary or Google, and you can see the different meanings they have, right? Then we have the grammar part with the relative clauses. And here we have the first activity in which we had to read the sentences and answer the questions. So I'm going to read the question and I'm going to determine or tell you which are the sentences answering to that question. So the first question is, in which sentences is the relative pronoun the subject of the verb in the relative clause? That will be in sentence number 1 and 3. Then in letter B, in which sentences is the relative the object of the verb in the relative clause? Will be number 5. Then in which sentence can we leave out the relative pronoun? It's in number 2. Sorry. Then letter D, in which sentences can we use that instead of who or which? That will be in sentence 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then E, which type of clause has commas immediately before the relative pronoun? And it will be in 2, 6, 7, and 8. Then we have F, in which sentence can we replace who with the more formal whom? And that will be in sentence 4. And then G, in which sentence does the relative refer to the whole of the main clause? And that will be in sentence number 8. Okay, now when we have the second activity, which is join the pairs of sentences in A to E using who or which, okay, and that will be here the result. And it says, that's the man who's going to buy our house. B, I gave my daughter 20 euro, which she spent immediately. I live in a village called South Milton, which is a mile from the sea. Where are the sausages which Mom bought on Saturday? Daniel Craig, who starred in the gangster film Layer Cake, plays James Bond in Skyfall. Then we have the third activity, which is complete the sentences with who, which, when, where, or whose. Okay, so here we have the examples. The shop which, until 10 when. The chest of drawers which. Is a girl whose car we borrowed. Spanish restaurant where they. A park where there are some trees, then which, my, and you continue. The tall man who is standing, who I introduced. So here you have this, of course, not the full sentences. You have the full sentences in your books. You just read here the sentences, the parts I provided, and you complete with what is missing, of course, in the exercises. Now, let's go with activity number 4. And activity number 4 says, look again at the answers to number 3 and decide for each one if A, if the relative pronoun could be omitted, and B, if it will be possible to use that instead. So from all these sentences, we can say that sentence B and sentence A are the ones that you can omit the relative pronoun. Okay, so you can say the sentence, right, taking out the relative pronoun in there. Then in letter B is, of course, possible to use that instead of the one that is already being used, and it will be that letters E, D, B. So if you pay attention here, E, D, B. E, D, and B, okay? Now let's go with activity number 5. Correct the mistakes in A to E. Sometimes more than one answer is possible, it's true. So that's why I'm providing here the answers completely. Again, it's just the part, not the full sentence. You have the full sentence in your books. So just correct that part in the book, okay? If you don't want to write the whole sentence, it's all right, no problem. So A, he's going to retire at 50, which or that I'm fine, surprising. Elvis Presley, who? Pam Fisher, whose older brother? That's the part that needs to be corrected. D, from my uncle Algernon, who? Here, what is omitted is the comma. That's the problem. And the childminder, who or which looks after. So here you have the answers for these activities. Correct yourselves, and well, see you next time.